heat for the infantum. I'm sure if I just sat around for like hours, I could figure something out. But there's too many other things to do in this world. I've been noticing some patterns in charts. A lot of Hygeia energy. If you think about the stories in this world which resonate with you, the mythologies, the folk tales, you can see parallels between those stories and your own life through your experiences. That's a door into understanding. It's a door to awareness. First, when you reconcile with information, it becomes ecstatic, it becomes the God, and you shut out all other potentials, and you fall into the rabbit hole of what that is, and it becomes your awareness. Very subjective experience. It's hard to share it with other people and keep the spirit pure. And it's hard to honor it because it's a reflection of something. It's not the truth. It's just a pointer. But when you do follow those things, those pointers, they start to lead you down paths, and then you find other tells, other markers, other paths. And it leads you to different expressions. And when you keep doing that in life and you find all these different paths and things, then you see a net, you see all these little points, these data points, which create a whole picture. And then you see where you, where the mind goes, the energy flows, and your focus becomes godly in a way. That's the self-possession thing. Because we're looking at the data sets, the points, the markers, the paths, it's leading us away from the authenticity of the self, because it's trying to lead us to it through entrainment, through the strain, through us getting tired of all the noise, all the information. So then you come to points, at least for me, where you realize where you're cultivating mythology, new myth. How do you move into the unknown, the ignorance of potential, knowingly? That's the Wu Wei thing. You gotta follow what drives you, what pulls you. Doesn't matter what other people think, how they judge it. It's not for them. And if it is something they're focused on, they're just following something pulling them away from their own selves. Everything is a progression. It's not a final destination, you know. So you gotta try and find the pull within yourself. What's bringing your spirit to form? Where is your desire? Is the desire rooted in the betrayal, the shadow of old dynamics, of old stories? Is it an awareness? That desire is essentially focus. Is it an awareness that you're limited by the language of your beliefs, and your beliefs are formed by the trails you follow, the blood trails? And how do you get into the new trail? How do you allow the pull, the desire to bring you to the next elevation, the climb? Maybe it's leading you down deeper to a valley of the self. Sometimes you gotta go within to go without. Or is it leading you up so that you have to push yourself in things that are uncomfortable and face scenarios in the world and stuff? If you go within yourself, if you try and eliminate the noise of old trails, then the world becomes more simple. No matter what it does, you've got a path. You're following some kind of pull. There's no language, there's no signs. You just know you're on that trail because it's uncomfortable. You know, I don't like to be seen and all that stuff, but I'm overcoming that. I found that to be my weakness. Part of that is reconciliation of power. Can I accept it? Can I speak as if I know? What's the value in that? Is that it? Is that the only incentive? Is that the only drive? Or is that ancillary, just a byproduct of the process? So you could come to these kind of conclusions for yourself, no matter what it is in life, no matter where you focus. So I'm living an example of that, I guess. And we see a lot of people living the examples of that. For me, I don't like to see the examples. I mean, it's good because it gives me distinction. I don't like influencing people, essentially. But to be in relation to them is to influence them. So how do you do it for the best, most optimal? Well, if you can express how you're trying to find it for yourself, then I guess that's one way. That's what I've found. But we all got our ways, you know. So, on the path to self, you forget what that is, I guess. Now, this is just a random chart I stopped on. Hygeia, the health, that's what value is, essentially. It's your awareness, your health. And look, it's in Taurus here, coming into a balsamic phase conjunction with Uranus, which is the change maker. In this chart in particular, it's the deacon of mind in relation to your body. The form, the spirit which is formed, which we cultivate meaning in life through. It's the values which forge the beliefs over here. And as the values change, because we release and transform, transmute the feelings into an awareness, digestion, then we open ourselves up to realizations here with Uranus, Prometheus stuff. Then you also see this balsamic phase conjunction between Chiron and the Sun in Aries, last deacon, Jupiterian Jupiter over here in the Venusian deacon. It's in a sextile, you know. I mean, the Sun is pretty powerful and it's amplified with Chiron, so there's this healing stuff through the data analysis and measuring the dark and light of experience and all that. And we got the South Node over here, conjunct Mercury and Neptune at the 0 degree point of Aries, bringing in new spirit. The Alpha Omega process. Saturn. What once was being realized anew, and the value has changed here. All this gifts. So I don't know, I just stopped on a random chart and decided to look at it. Mars over here, the awareness, the transformation of Aquarius. Actually, the working transformation. The resulting transformation down here, but that's to come. If you worry about results, then the process, you lose the gift, the gold in the here now, and that's the thing we're trying subconsciously to understand or realize or hold, I think. Psyche realized in the being, in the isness. That's a gift, you know. When you're a child, you tap into it all the time. And look at this grand air trine with Jupiter, Pallas Athena, and the Moon at this moment in this chart. Opposing Sun and Chiron here. It's a full moon, essentially, going into a full moon. And the moon will touch Black Moon Lilith here, 0 Scorpio. In conjunct Neptune. So that is a rebirthing. You know, we're always gaining awareness. We have to try hard to stop our own growth, and we never really do. We just turn it from the external, from the progression into the digestion, into the diving down deep within to go without type of thing. You know, credit cards, you gotta pay the bill eventually. That's life. So I don't know, maybe this little talk was good, maybe it give you some new ideas for old meanings. It's all about deciphering and releasing. The history and the mystery for the gift, the self, and the here now. Alright. That's about it. Thanks for watching, listening, and being.